hard staying skinny on the road, man. You eat garbage all the time, you know. Half the time you end up eating at that late night convenience store, you know. It's all that's open. You guys know you're getting drunk. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, people. I promise you, I've been coast to coast for a long time doing this. That late night gas station when it's the only thing that's open at night, they're the exact same everywhere. Some chick with a mullet working by herself. Standing half in the door, half out the door, smoking a cigarette. About 3 feet away from the propane refill tanks. Sees that you're about to pull into her parking lot. There's always the creepy guy that just hangs out there all the time. Right? They used to work there and got fired, but he kept his 52-ounce refillable mullet. Leans on the counter for a couple hours. She gets busy. He gets out the pricing gun, starts helping her price all the get her done Zippo lighters. And by the time you get up there with your shit, she's totally oblivious to the fact you even came in the store in the first place now, right? So now she's on the phone with some douchebag while she's ringing you up. Oh my God. Like, you don't even know me. But you know what I'm thinking sometimes? It's really cool because it's like, I don't have to say it or anything, you know? It's like you already know and stuff. I don't know, maybe we'll go to a NASCAR race or something and we'll just kind of hang out. 10:05. 10:05. I didn't know you were fucking talking to me. It's not 10:05, it's 13:05, because I want this get her done Zippo lighter. I'm gonna set your fucking mullet on fire.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the man, the star of the show, this Saturday night at Lakeside Bar and Grill in Athelstain, Wisconsin. Bill Blank.
That is by far the most enthusiastically you have ever introduced me, ever. In all of our 2 decades of friendship.
2 decades of friendship.
I'm glad that you fake this excitement for me when the camera's on you.
Well, yeah, now that it's public record, I gotta
yeah.
Just
if the camera was off, you'd be talking down to me, telling me I don't read enough books or something. Telling me get my shit together.
Well, if you had yourself 100% together, you would probably not be as funny as you are.
It's true, man. You know, my therapist actually says that she's afraid that I will try not to better myself emotionally because it makes me a better comic.
It's true.
She's like, I'm afraid you'll just make yourself live in the doom and gloom of the world because you think it makes you a better comic. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, as long as I don't off myself, then it's a win.
You're at least at net neutral.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, well, thanks for coming on and joining with the video.
Love it.
I wanted to introduce you to all my friends up in Athelstain, Wisconsin. I performed there about a year ago before the whole world went crazy, and we had a nice packed house, and they were so much fun. And you know how it is. It's blue collar, anything goes. which is my favorite part about doing these shows that are off the beaten path is they don't seem to care very much about political correctness, or they're not too easily offended. Has that been your
No,
in these road shows?
yeah, that's the beauty of these. You know, typically comics, it's almost like the end thing to do to be like, get out of the one nighters, man. To it's just a bottomless pit of shit and blah 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 blah. Well, if they're put on the right way, as in booked by someone like you, and you make the environment a performance friendly environment, they're the best because of, just like you said, there are no rules to follow whatsoever. I mean, really, the only rules present themselves at some point. You might get a little too close to something and you'll sense it, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it, man. I mean, I know that I can't go to Funny Bones and Improvs and talk about anal for 10 minutes if something happens. I can usually get away with that in a place like Athelstan, Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, and you almost have to, in a way. Like they want to experience an entertainment event where there's somebody on stage that gets to say the things that most of the people think about, but just never say out loud because they're in a small town, they're in a confined area. They got to live with these people. But if someone from out of the area can come out
Mm-hmm.
and speak what everybody thinks, but has a hard time saying openly, and make it funny and entertaining and worth the admission price. That's where guys like you, in my opinion, are the true essential workers.
Yeah, and the thing is, and then all of a sudden, you find shit out about each other, like
Yeah.
like the whole rest of the night, or for the rest of their lives. That whole town's like, dude, Trisha likes anal. Do you remember that night?
She admitted it when the comedian
She
was there.
admitted she said.
No, I've
She
never
was-
seen her that drunk before. Holy moly.
Yeah. Now the whole goddamn town knows that Trisha does anal.
It'll be hilarious if there actually is a Trisha in Athelstan this Saturday. January 16th, by the way, you see the information. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. January 16th, Lakeside Bar and Grill. Bill Blank, who was once punked by William Shatner. He was punked by Captain Kirk.
I wasn't punked, though.
What do you mean? I thought the whole state was punked.
The whole thing was punked, but if you recall, I was the one guy that knew what was up, that they had to get rid of me.
You were the Oh, they had to get rid of you.
Yeah, yeah. I had it all figured. I was nailing them. Yeah, yeah.
So how did that go down then?
Well, they make it. If you watch the show, they make it look like I was told I had to go.
Right.
Like they kicked me off.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case at all. After my movie scene shot at the end of that day, they said at the end of every day they went in and they showed you the dailies. We sat there and we watched the dailies. That was part of the joke. If you watch the show, like, the movie's so bad and they record us all watching these scenes that they shot during the day,
Right.
And so at the end of that, they said that my part was done. I was done shooting.
Uh-huh.
And I had shows that weekend that I had talked to them and told them I would cancel if I needed to cancel.
Yes.
And the way it was to us, the way it was to me, was William Shatner was the guy that was in charge. Like Reese and Paul, Rhett and Paul, the guys that actually produced the show, did the show. I didn't know they existed at this point. Like, to me, William Shatner's the director of the movie I'm in, right?
Yes.
But but I'm understanding what's going on at the same time. So anyway, I said to I said, I will cancel these shows this weekend if you need me on the set this weekend. I don't. It wasn't like had I known more about movies and stuff, I would have got a shooting schedule. Like I would have had the whole thing would have been mapped out. I would have had a piece of paper.
Yeah,
But I never did, you know. They just told me when to show up. And so anyway, he just told me to go ahead and do the shows. So
okay, describe it. Just let's start at the beginning then, because a lot of people they're watching this and they're being introduced to you for the first time. And I know it was an Invasion, Iowa, that had to do with aliens, and it was a fake reality show basically. And so just set that up. So
it's a fake movie.
Yeah, a fake movie.
Yeah. Okay, so it was so long ago. This was 2004.
They're making a reality show about making a movie, but the movie was
right.
What the movie?
If you recall back in 2004, the early 2000s, there was a show called Joe Schmo.
Okay,
where they had like it was almost like The Bachelor, but it was like a really nerdy guy or a normal guy.
Yeah.
And they convinced him all these hot chicks were vying for his love, and it gets to the end and it was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys that made that show made this. It's Invasion, Iowa. And what they did was they convinced Riverside, Iowa, which touts itself as the future birthplace of Captain Kirk.
That's right.
In the novels, Riverside, Iowa is where he's from.
That's right.
So,
and the movies.
And they have a thing called Trek Fest every year, which is kind of like the fair.
Yes.
But it's all Star Trek themed. And they get, you know, they almost do like a Comic-Con type situation where they have people that were in Star Trek come and sign autographs, and Trekkies from all over show up and spend money, you know.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Convention.
So they told this town that they were scouting for a movie, and there was a major star involved, but they couldn't tell them who, and they were scouting several towns for this movie. Well, then a couple of weeks go by, they call and tell them that they picked their town, and the big star involved was William Shatner.
Is Captain Kirk.
So they had open auditions for this movie, and I found out about them. So I drove to Riverside and did the auditions, and they show my audition in the show. It was my fucking 8 Mile moment. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, hood up, fucking, this is your one shot.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had all my eggs in this basket, bro. If I got this fucking movie with William Shatner, I was done working. I was done worrying about anything. I was going to be filling every club in the country tomorrow. That's what was going to happen. So
your ship has come in.
I'm fucking like 24. I was so green. I really did think that. I mean, I thought that was it. I did. And so I audition, and in the audition, I'm auditioning for a street punk, and I'm supposed to be bullying this dude. So I got a guy standing there like reading with me, and I go up and like, you're sitting in my chair, and like get all up in his face and stuff.
Yeah, and that's not even a audition for you. That's just you just had to go and be you.
Kind of, yeah. Me angry, yeah. It's just kind of me angry. Like, I've never been a bully, but
right.
I'm good at bullying the bully.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta have a reason. You know, like I can't stand when somebody picks on the lowest common denominator. Like, that pisses me off, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I do the audition and I get the part. I find out, and that night, you know, we have the auditions. They announce who got the parts, and then we have dinner with Shatner and the crew. And mind you, there's cameras everywhere all the time.
Yes.
They told us that Priceline.com had paid for behind the scenes stuff. So from the moment that I found out I had from the moment we started eating dinner, every time I came in view of a camera, someone was micing me up, something was going on.
Sure.
And cameras are on me. So like I was pretty aware all the time. And at dinner, they gave us our scripts, and Shatner said that he was selling this new line of hats called Shats, and it was mood beanies, mood berets.
Yeah.
So you had a yellow one, a green one, and a red one. So if you had a green one on, you were welcoming people to, I'm in a good mood.
You switched the hat out and what you felt. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Tell people
yeah.
what your
the red one was stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I'm in a bad mood. Yellow was neutral, take your chances, whatever.
Yes.
And he had them, full on package Shats with his picture, like, hey, and they hand us these at the tables. And he's like, oh, I would love it if you guys put these on. And I took one look at this thing and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm letting these cameras film me wearing one of these fucking things ever. Yeah. I will never be seen on TV with one of these on my head.
Yes.
So I didn't even open it. And if you watch the show, they show everybody's opening them up, putting them on, and oh, this is so fun. And I just I do one of these, and they don't show me because I never put it on. So basically from that moment, it was kind of clear to me that everyone involved from the Hollywood end was playing a character.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was so ridiculous anyway that there's no way a product is legitimately going to wind up in a store called a Shat. The past tense of shit.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right. But it was a brilliant idea because they're banking on how nice and accommodating everyone is, and how they'll just accept your. Yeah, and these Hollywood people are kind of kooky, so they can be as crazy as they want, and we'll accept them.
Exactly.
Which then they get to have the heartfelt fucking moral at the end, where it's like these people accepted us, even though we were assholes. So anyway, yeah, it was kind of clear to me at that point that everyone was playing a character, especially like there was like the assistant. The neurotic assistant, and he was pretty obvious to me. He had a spoiled brat nephew that was his stunt double. It was pretty obvious he was playing a character. It was like watching an improv unfold in front of you. It was and they weren't bad, and I don't say that to say that they were bad at what they were doing, because they weren't. They were good. But just being someone who has the fourth wall dropped for them already, I could just tell they were playing characters.
Yeah, you could tell. You could smell a rat.
Yes, it was just, the shit was just too. I'd been to LA before.
Yeah,
like it's not. Everybody's not fucking weird like people make it sound.
Right.
Everybody's pretty fucking normal, just like all of us, whatever normal is. But anyway, so to me, it was just, okay. They were all stereotypes. Was the problem? It wasn't that they were bad at it? It's that they were all stereotypes.
Right.
This guy was a spoiled brat nephew, entitled. There was the beautiful leading lady. Her name's Desi Lydic. She actually was on the Daily Show. She was one of the reporters on the Daily Show. She played the Disintegratrix 3000, which was the android that killed everybody. Alien android thing. I don't know. So and then I got home with the script and I read the script and I was like, this is so bad. There's no way There's no way someone read this script and put millions and millions of dollars behind it. And at the same time, at that point, I was actually I had a lack of show business savvy at that point enough to not know that someone actually probably would have fucking given a bunch of money to that project.
Sure.
Just because William Shatner's name was on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if I stumbled across that now, I would actually believe some schmuck gave the money. You know what I mean? But back then, I was like, no fucking way. This is
and maybe even to make it deliberately bad, like a Attack of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space or something. Yeah. And so just kind of, so I started layering my performance. Basically, I was like, okay, just in case, I'm just going to make sure that I don't ever look stupid. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure that I would drop little hints here and there. I started fucking with them a little bit. Like, I tried to make a couple of them fight each other. And like,
you were trying to flip the script, literally.
Yeah, exactly. And like at one point, like these two guys were arguing, and one of them was like his spiritual guru guy. He was like all flustered, and I just said to him, like, dude, you just need to tell him you'll kick his fucking ass if he doesn't quit. Like, that's the only thing these guys understand, you know?
Yeah.
And he finally tries it, and it's all weird. And then I'm sitting there next to him, and I go, dude, you're one of the like nicest, most sincere people I've ever met. Like, I think you're amazing. Or maybe you're just a brilliant actor. Like, I don't know. And like, he just got, and they show kind of a version of that on the show where he's just like, I just got up and left. It didn't feel safe. And
I see.
He's our biggest fear right now. And then they did like a whole, they made it look like they killed me off. Like they did a fucking, made me look like a villain. I had like my aviators on. They're like, Bill Blake.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. And so like they have like their production meeting the next morning. And this guy's, he says that they've gotten rid of me or whatever. And that's the end of it. And then I come back at the end when they reveal everything.
And then you're like, it was me all along, and I would have got away with more for you pesky kids.
Well, the worst part is I was supposed to be one of the major marks.
They thought that you would be the one that fell for it the hardest.
I don't know that they thought that necessarily, but I was definitely supposed to be one of their major marks to where, because like at the end of the at the end of the show, throughout the show, they talk to them about like their hopes and dreams and shit and what they want to do, someday. Yeah. And like one dude wanted to go to Paris, one guy wanted a new tractor at his farm or whatever. And they gave everybody that thing at the end. So had I like had I been duped by the end, I would have gotten whatever I told them my hopes and dreams were. Yeah.
To be made up for it.
But I didn't get that because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Oh,
Jason,
shit.
Look at Jason from Danville, Illinois. Look at that all the way. Bill is
nice.
I ever seen in person. I peed a little. Except for Andy.
We made JerDog pee a little.
Yeah, you did. I was punked. You punked me. And Scott says, looking forward to it. Scott's going to be at the show this Saturday night, Athelstane, Wisconsin, Lakeside Bar and Grill. Bill Blank. He's going to throw down a 90-minute show, which a lot of people say is too long. I don't. Not when you're funny. If you're funny, there's guys, I never want them to get off stage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're not funny. Now, I know, like, they've only got so much material. But you've been cranking it out for 20 years. You could probably get by a half hour just on attitude and improv, let alone the plethora of polished material you have, let alone the amount of new stuff that you probably have acquired since being on quarantine and things like that over the last several months and just now getting back in the saddle. So you're going to get the enthusiasm. You're going to get fresh material. You're going to get improv.
Well,
What
I
else?
definitely can't do the convenience store joke.
Scott says not even long enough. Yep, they've heard the convenience store joke, which might be difficult for them to relate to in Athelstane. I don't remember a convenience store being there. I was like, yeah, where can I go to get something to eat this late at night? They're like, this is it. And I go, all right, can I order a cheeseburger and fries? They're like, grill was shut off halfway through the show. Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. I can turn it back on though, JerDog, because you were so goddamn funny.
Which is what they did, and I'm going to tell you, they served up some of the best damn pizza I've had in my life. And then you get to hang out and party with everybody because the Lakeside Bar and Grill is also a campground with a cool little strip of motel rooms there, literally across the parking lot from the bar, dude. So you're going to have a great time all the way up the Northwoods, Wisconsin, where you party hard, you drink hard. You know how they do. And anybody right now,
one of those places where people go, like people drive the snowmobiles to the bar.
That's right. One of the only ways you can get to the bar. If you don't have a snowmobile, you might not be getting to the show.
Yes.
You know how it is.
Yes. I love those places in Wisconsin, man.
Hit the like
button.
It's so
unique to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I that's one of those unique things that I've always been a fan of. The first time I ever saw that or knew it existed in my life was that's like one of the blessings that comedy's given to me is I've seen so many things that I would have never known about or saw or understood or experienced or anything. Like I would never in a million years think there were places in the world where everybody in town during the winter just got around on their snowmobiles. It's like the fucking vehicle of choice. And you go to a bar and you just see snowmobiles lined up. It was amazing.
And that's when you know you're going to have a good show because they're going to be very appreciative. If you got to take a snowmobile to get to the show, you did not wind up there on accident.
No.
Not at all. Hit the like button. Anybody who hits the like button during this video will be entered into a ticket giveaway contest. And otherwise, go to barcomictix.com. Get your tickets right now. Only $10 in advance. If you wait till the day of, they go up to $15. Bill Blank, my partner in crime for many years, hilarious dude. Sure. You're going to find that out yourself in person this Saturday night, January 16th. Lakeside Bar and Grill, Athelstane, Wisconsin. All right, man. Hey, thanks for doing this. And let's play another video to give you guys an idea of what to expect. And let's have a big virtual standing ovation for Bill Blank. There it is, everybody. Here we go.
Flipping channels today. Actually, my wife, she's one of those purse chicks. It's Christmas time, right? You guys know the fucking purses. What kind of purse you got? Coach. Bullshit. One year she wanted an all-black Louis Vuitton purse. You know how much a goddamn Louis Vuitton purse costs? I went to the mall, it was $500, 50% off. So I went to the middle of the mall. Got one off the kiosk, you know? She wasn't buying it. I took it home. She opens it up. This isn't a Louis Vuitton purse. This is a Louis Farrakhan purse. Like what? You don't like it? It looks like a lunchbox. It is a lunchbox. It's a Louis Farrakhan lunchbox. It's got a great big thermos for your soup, but no room for crackers. It's all right, uptight, guilty white people. The black people like that one. You can laugh and shit. You don't gotta look around the room or anything. Make sure it's okay. Just pointing out the fact that Louis Farrakhan doesn't like white people. If you don't know that, man, read a fucking paper. I don't know.